Hitting live. Okay, I guess we are live once again on Sunday nights with those guys. Show number 31, and we're still here, y'all. What's up, Herman? How are you, bro?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm okay. I just wish the trains weren't messed up and I had to go through so much to get home because I told you actually beat me home for once today, which is a rarity.
Yeah.
Timothy Huxall, how are you? Yes, you did make it, sir. What's going on, brother? How are you? How was your week? Because it is Sunday, above and beyond drones. How are you, sir? Welcome to Sunday nights with those guys. So, were you able to get any footage earlier while we were flying, man?
Well, I didn't even look at the footage yet, but I do have footage.
I did. I looked at mine.
You
And,
know,
what's
I
up,
do have
Mike?
footage.
How are you, bro?
Yeah.
If you want to come in at any time, Mike, I can send you a link. Only because we may be neighbors soon. I'll go into that at a little later on.
Is that what's going on?
I can't say anything because she doesn't want my daughter to know. But we're looking at houses in Syracuse because it's 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours outside of New York. So we can get back down here in a family emergency fairly quick, and that's the only way my wife can do what she wants to do. She wants to buy two houses, one that she can rent, and then one we can live in. And right now, Syracuse is the only place that fits in our budget to buy two houses. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem, Mike Roach. How are you guys? How's it? How was everyone's week? Did you
How's it going,
fly?
Curtis?
Huh?
Curtis Dart. How's it going, Curtis?
He's Colorado bound. Curtis is Colorado bound. But I wanted to talk about something since it's still early. Curtis, if you want to invite, I'll send you one. Give me a
Are you
second.
on his way to Colorado?
Who?
Curtis.
Yeah, that's what I was, yeah, asking, and he's Colorado bound. That may be a little interesting. Hopefully, you're going to do some flying. No, you said you were moving near Timmy. Oh no, not Timmy. I'm sorry, Mike Roach. Mike Roach. Mike Roach. Do you live up in Syracuse, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I remember mentioning something to that effect. So my daughter doesn't have a clue, but we are looking. I mean, it's not going to happen within the next year, I can say, thank God. But it'll be kind of crazy to be leaving, the five boroughs, dude. I've been here all my freaking life. I'd go up there and see trees and might have nightmares.
You going to Syracuse, depending on where you at, you know, you'll see other things.
Well, and this is no disrespect to Syracuse, Mike, because I haven't been there, but do they have buildings higher than 10 stories in Syracuse? Because if they don't, I'm in trouble.
Of course they do.
I know. It's just I'm gonna have to walk around with straw in my mouth when I'm flying my drone.
It's not like that. It's not
I
like
know
that.
I'm going up north, right? That's what you do when you go down south. What's up, Drone Life RC? How are you, brother? They have a college there, don't they?
Who?
I'm pretty sure. Yes, Syracuse. Yes, they do. Definitely. Yes.
That's not even the point. The point is this. It's a nice place. Like I said, I like it up there, but
Hey, Mike.
I
What
think
Mike
that we
Rose? When
build
does
enough
winter start up there?
when it
What
feel
month does
like
winter start? This month, right?
when it feel like
September. Winter's starting now. I'm just asking because I'm starting to prep myself mentally. It's going
When
to
it
take.
feel like it,
Huh?
when it feel like it.
Yeah. Well, up north it gets cold already. In the Midwest, they had snow up in the mountains. Okay, so I know ski season is about to open up in the
But that's
Midwest.
but that's what I was trying to tell you. Coming from New York, when I was in college and I went to school, I went upstate, and it was a little different as far as the winter is concerned. They got snow, and that wasn't even that far up. I was up in the Troy area, right there near Albany, not
Right.
that far up, but they got snow. And then I left there, and I was like, I went out to Missouri, and I was like, damn, New York don't know nothing about winter. This is cold. This is snow. This is serious snow right here. I'm done. Football, I'm finished. Yo, there was snow on the ground during the football season. I never got snow during the football season in New York.
Wow. Go ahead, I'm listening.
But there's certain places the weather is rough in certain areas. And if I ain't gotta go there, especially as I'm getting older, I'm not trying to deal with it.
I feel you. Mike Roach says they have 9 months of winter and 3 months of sledding. Stop, 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 man. Please, please. I don't need to hear that. You mean to tell me I'm gonna have to get a bobs not a bobsled, a snowmobile? Because my nephew-in-law up in New York, he has to get. What's up, Mr. Crowley?
Hey, Mr. Crowley.
My
Jeez.
nephew-in-law lives up in Utica, and he
Mhm.
said, you know what? It snows to the point where you know you're not digging your car out, and you can't. If you did dig your car out, you can't drive anywhere. So you
Whoa.
might as well get a snowmobile to live up in Utica, and that's what they have up and down the highways and everything. How are
Why
you,
are we
Mr.
talking
Crowley?
snow?
What's up?
Why is we talking snow?
Why are we talking snow? Because Mike Roach, I might be moving to Syracuse eventually within the next year or two. And Mike Roach was saying that they have 9 months of winter and 3 months of sledding. So,
He's interested in moving into
no, I'm not. No, I'm not.
snowman zone.
No, I'm not. I mean, I would rather move south, but right now, hey, Paul, what's up? How are you, buddy?
What
Hey, Paul, what's good?
what an effort to get online. Oh my god.
Plummet FPV, what's up, bro? How are you? What an effort to get online. What do you mean?
I had to restart my computer 3 times.
Oh my God.
And then my digital electronic mouse died, so I had to go get batteries for it.
Wow.
Wow. Well, in that case, I'm glad you were able to get on.
But it's
But
called
how are you?
persistence, right?
Huh?
Persistence.
Yeah, they say it outweighs resistance.
Yep.
What's up, Big John? Big John, you don't know, is
Hey, Big
he's
John.
another flyer from here in New York. Please hit his channel up and support him. Actually, support everyone. But we were with Big John this morning, and
Timothy,
as
what's
we
good, man?
got there, he was on his way out because he went to Fly Street after work. And Herman and I had originally went to Coney Island amusement park to finish catching some stuff that we didn't catch the last time we were there, and it was sunny. It was
Yeah.
optimum today, but being that today is the last hottest day of this official summer, because I think tomorrow fall starts at like in the afternoon or whenever it does.
Yep.
But everybody and their mother was at the beach. The amusement park was totally shut down, but everybody and their mother, all of the parking, the parking you pay for, all of that stuff was like really, really screwed up. So we went over to meet John, and I did get a chance to fly 9 holes of a golf course at
Nice.
about 200 feet because I wanted to stay high enough so that they couldn't hear me.
Aha.
And I've actually played at that golf course. We'll do another one soon. I'm off Wednesdays and Thursdays. Okay, let me make a mental note of that. Well, I work alternating Wednesdays and Thursdays, and this week I'm working. Wait a minute, we did this week. I'm working Thursday, so I'm off Wednesday. We'll work something out. Yeah, definitely we will, man. We appreciate you coming in. We really appreciate it. You guys hit that like button because if you don't, I can't hit it for you. And Mr. Crowley, you fly. Oh, here
What
we
happened?
go. What's up, Curtis?
Curtis.
Curtis is in.
I
I
was
wanted
flying the
to show.
Maverick this week, and I got awesome shots of where it all started, Plymouth Rock.
Oh, get
Oh,
out.
good for you.
I got the harbor. I got a bunch of boats that were coming in.
When you were
Okay.
there, did you get a chance to go down to the harbor at all?
Yeah, I was there.
It was the accent. I thought you went to the arbor. You went to the harbor.
Went to the ABBA.
The arbor.
Really, Paul?
Here, the arbor is like the woods.
Hold on a minute. The harbor.
Oh,
The
okay.
harbor.
I went to the harbor
All right.
in my automobile.
Well,
I didn't
I
say
wanted to
car.
mention something real quick because I'll have to share it, of course. But I remember, like through my live streams, I've been mentioning that from Rome, New York. My nephew-in-law lives in Utica, New York. They've been testing highways. Okay, well, this one just opened up. They just opened up over central New York a 50-mile test corridor to open for business soon. This means that this 50-mile test corridor will have anywhere from 50 to 100 drones flying back and forth between Rome and Syracuse, which where Mike Roach lives, and I may be moving to in a year or two. It says, Verona, New York, if you live between Rome and in Oneida County and Syracuse in Onondaga County, sorry, my Indian is very bad. Don't be surprised if you see a lot more drones flying overhead. A 50-mile corridor between Rome and Syracuse for testing drones and their integration into the nation's air traffic management system is nearing completion. So this will be the very first drone corridor highway. Once they show that this is a success, and I know it has been a success because my nephew-in-law says they've been testing a highway between Rome, New York, and between Rome, New York, and Utica, New York, for about a year and a half. So just to let you guys know, eventually they will have a bunch of highways opening up. Now, my only question is, are these going to be no-fly zones? In other words, can you imagine them putting up a 50-mile
Yeah,
corridor
exactly.
between two places, and now along with the no-fly zones and helicopter pads and all of that, will we have to fly under them, around them, or what?
How
I
can
don't know
somebody own
personally.
the air over somebody's house?
What happened?
How can somebody own the air over somebody's house? You know
Well,
what I
it's
mean?
not so much them owning the air, but they how would you say they're
Regulating
paying
it.
for it. What's that, Paul?
They're regulating the airspace.
Right. They can't own it, but they can regulate it. And if someone can pay for a 2 foot by 4 foot square, and someone's willing to pay enough for it, hey, you can technically claim it as theirs and say, I don't want you, and you flying there.
Well, it's regulated by the FAA.
Right. Well, I'm interested to know how that will integrate with drone flyers. Now, I don't know how large the drone community is between Rome, New York, and Syracuse, but I'm guesstimating, and even in some of the smaller towns, there's got to be guys flying drones.
Oh, sure.
You know,
So first of all, I didn't notice in the article any altitude that they set.
no.
If you're going to create
now,
a super highway situation, you're going to
in
want to
fact,
set
what
probably
I'll
at the
do
highest
is-
altitude.
hold on. What I'll do is I'll put the link so you guys can check it out. And also we like to try now from now on any news that we put on here. If you haven't fact check it, please go back because Herman corrected me back when the drones had struck in Saudi Arabia, and I had read that it was rumored that they were DJI drones or some type. Herman corrected, fact checked, and corrected. I'd like to restate what I said. They're actually fixed wing drones, as you guys have seen pictures of.
Right.
Okay, so just in case someone comes back and say, "You said it was a DJI drone," I'm taking my statement back and recorrecting that.
I've been a proponent for a long time to say the FAA should establish the altitude from, say, 401 to 600 feet for commercial drone use only, and restrict any aircraft above 600 feet. So you got this buffer in between.
Well, believe it or not, it's supposed to be okay. Oh, one last thing. With this corridor, portions of the corridor, I just wanted to be real quick, in an area around Griffiths are already being used for drone testing with more than 2,500 successful flights. So they're ready.
They almost have as many flights as I do.
Well, you know what they need to do? That they need to, how would I say, figure out that altitude buffer, because here in New York, we are supposed to be able to stop at 400. Basically, across the United States, you're supposed to stop at 400. And there was supposed to be a 100-foot buffer between 400 and 500 feet that aircraft could not pass through unless they were landing or taking off. Well, that's a crop of shit. Yeah. Especially here in New York. I live along the beach, and at the far end of Long Island, where I live out here, is the Hamptons and all of that stuff. And these guys take their private helicopters and fly 100 feet. Herman will tell you 100 feet, 150 feet along the boardwalk, not along the boardwalk, along the shore. Now, they're supposed to fly out over the water. They could cruise the shore and fly out over the water. But these guys are like they're trying to connect the dots, following the land and stuff.
But they will never get in trouble for that.
No.
Right.
Well, you should actually have Timothy in here for this part of this conversation. But I will say that everybody knows that Amazon has been lobbying Congress to allow them to have their super highway at 400 feet. So 300 to 400 is what Amazon wants.
Right. Which means
which
us
would
as
take away.
Hobbyists,
right.
Us as hobbyists will be limited to 300 feet.
Right. If something like that gets passed.
300 feet.
Well,
I'd rather see him take it on the other end, Curtis, because aircraft can go to thousands of feet. What the hell's 100 feet, 200 feet for them? You
exactly.
know?
I agree. I'm just telling you what I know that Amazon is doing.
For them.
What's that?
It's a pain in the neck for them, so they make it easier to penalize us.
Yeah, but think about this. These Amazon drones can also, some of them, well, not Amazon, but UPS, Amazon, and everyone else that's using them, DHL, some of these drones hit speeds up to 25, 35, 45 miles an hour, depending. Yeah. They have one drone with, I think, 14 props on it that hits 50 miles an hour. That's going to be real interesting to see how they integrate all of that.
Well, and the other thing is how they're going to regulate it. I've also heard that the FAA wants them to only, if they pass through below 400 feet, only vertical.
Yes. Now, this is also an issue because you know that they are supposed to take off vertically because most of them are vertical takeoff drones anyway.
Right.
But my issue is, hey, what's up, Hadley? My issue is this vertical takeoff is only going to work, but for so long. You're going to get someone flying it manually. Is going to be like, look, I'm not waiting until I get to 1,800 feet. I'm going off on an angle like this.
Yeah.
Hey, Hadley.
Wait a minute, are you talking about Amazon doing that?
Come on, Hadley.
Well, Amazon, believe it or not, Amazon is going to do like DHL, from what I understand, and have pickup boxes. So
they're just going to take it place to place to place, right?
Right. So they may have the drones dropping off boxes in like a hub, and then someone locally distributing them to these smaller boxes throughout the city, and then they'll give you a code to punch in. You saw the DHL.
It's gonna be some huge drones.
Well, they are big.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now you can hear a Phantom 4 at 100 feet. You can hear it at about 150, and it starts getting distant. Now imagine something the size of an Inspire or a little bigger, just pulling up over your head 200 feet. You're going to hear it coming because the engines are a lot bigger. You're definitely going to hear it coming. What were you saying before you asked, John? Yo, Herman, I need your shirt, bro.
What happened?
Before you asked, shirt. Amazon, brother. Amazon, they have them.
Yeah, Amazon. The same people they'll drop it off by drone.
Yeah, right. Have them
Hey,
drop
Paul.
your T-shirt.
Yeah.
Just real quick. It's that time of year.
Oh, the pumpkin candies. Oh,
See,
yeah.
those look like that. Look like that. The candy corn ones in disguise.
Yeah, well,
That's
these are
what
the
it is.
pumpkin corns. There you go.
Yo, let me tell you something. The regular candy corns, I turn into Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. So, I'm not lying.
The amount of sugar in here, I could turn into Philly. I could
You
be
could
Philly
turn
Drone
into
Life.
Philly? Oh, wow.
I can see you now. The dynamic range. What's that? A 3-inch, Mr. Crawley?
Yeah.
By the way, I want to give a big shout out to Hadley's Famous FPV. He's making a drone for me, an honest to God, real FPV drone. I'm not going to list out.
Crossfire. It's got crossfire, right?
It's going to be, so it doesn't have crossfire, but
What's
everything
up, Justin?
everything that we're getting on it is going to enable me to get crossfire.
Oh, okay, cool.
So this is a getting my feet really wet drone.
Okay.
Now,
No shoes in the
how many
lake
of those
and everything.
pumpkins, how many of those sugar things have you eaten? And I'm only asking because once you start to twitch like this, I wonder.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh
no, that's dinner.
No.
You're gonna be sick.
No, I'll probably
Hey,
eat about 4 more of these, and then
I
I'll
want
break
to
out a
point
cigar.
something out. I want to point something out. Over the weeks, I've come to realize that there's a certain YouTuber that seems to be setting up his background like a studio or something. I'm not going to say who it is, but I've been noticing posters have been moved, computer screens have been moved.
Oh,
shelves
Justin.
have been lowered.
Yeah.
He-
He's turning
Hold
professional.
on. Is that a flight vest behind you?
Yeah.
Look out.
Letting everybody know that he represents. He is
All right.
Drone
All right.
Evolution.
I haven't changed anything. Everything's the same.
Oh,
didn't do
yeah.
anything,
Okay.
Look out.
But you changed the camera angle also. You did change
Yeah,
the camera
and
angle.
he put his addition on the wall.
On the wall. Yeah. He's got drones hanging on the nice little board on the
Oh,
wall.
wait a minute. Wait, he got his Phantom. That's right. He
Yeah.
got his Phantom 4. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club. I mean, he had a Phantom, he had an advanced, and then he got hit on the head and kind of leaned towards Mavic. But he got hit again and he had an Inspire. He
You
got
get
hit
hit by
one
a
more
drone?
time and now he's back with the damn Phantom. So
Oh, where's the Inspire?
gone.
You sold it.
Oh, you did sell it.
Yeah, he just used it. He basically used that drone to flip it to get what he really wanted. So is that a V2, Justin?
No, it's first version.
So
Okay,
you
first
put a
version.
skin on it and everything already.
Yeah. He was holding out. He had the skin ordered.
Oh, wow.
Then why he ordered clothes and everything for it before he even bought it.
I know, right? That's like before you get your girl, you buy her a dress to go out with on your first date. So
That's what you call planning.
getting back to that 50-foot corridor, after the FAA regulates it, our main concern with that corridor should be altitude.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Seriously, because that will dictate what everyone else does or emulates across the United States. And if they knock us down to the 300-foot buffer, I know a few people in New York that are just going to do this. They're going to get next to a skyscraper and just go straight up
400 feet.
until they get through the buffer.
Well, just geofence it.
No, please don't start with the
And
geofence.
then you could just go around it.
Man, it's hard hiding my typing. So John, Big John, you say your computer's down. That's you. When are you gonna get your machine back? And you should stop fronting and let Justin build your computer like he did me and Herman. And then you'd be away with that stuff. You'd be like normal people and not editing while you're working, but edit when you get home. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Furball Kim?
Hey, Kim,
Last
what's good,
one.
man?
Last
Oh,
one.
there you go.
Last one. Yeah, that's like
Okay.
Pringles.
Hey,
You
Lawrence.
can't just eat one.
Lawrence,
Yeah,
start a timer. We'll see how long it takes him to start twitching.
you know.
Or to eat the next one.
The dynamic range. Oh my God.
Hey,
Yo,
the Mike
Justin.
Roach.
Where's the brownies?
What's up, Mike
Right.
Rose? Hey, Justin. John
Yeah.
says he's going to talk with you, man. Hook him up. John, we both got liquid cooled systems, great graphics cards, nice speed, and we don't have to use proxies. I can run 4K at 60 and actually see it play. Where before my computer, don't laugh at me, guys, but my computer, Herman used to laugh at me at this. I used to edit in Filmora. So when I knew a splice was coming up here, my computer was so slow that I had to stop it 2 seconds before the mark. And by the time it stopped, it would be on or near the mark, my splice where I needed it, and then I would adjust it. That's how slow my computer was before Justin built me this machine. So,
Well, no, I can't really laugh. I told you how I used to edit.
oh yes, you guys when they did, oh my goodness, yeah, you might want to tell them that.
I had the footage on the. I had the footage on the what do you call it? You know, on
The tablet.
the cache, so I can look at it and see what I wanted, and then I had the card reader in the other tablet with the program to do the editing on the tablet, and I would edit and put in the scenes that I wanted to put in to the music from YouTube. That's how I used to do my first videos on the tablet.
Wow.
2 tablets and a cell phone.
Yeah, but it was almost like you were scratching like a DJ, going back and forth. Here's the footage. Let me go here. Let me cut this. Let me
Zipper,
splice
zipper,
that.
zipper, 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 zipper,
Yeah.
zipper.
Hey, is all the music on YouTube banned from us using it? Is it all
What happened?
like? Can you use any music on YouTube for YouTube video?
If you are not monetized,
I'm
yes.
not monetized.
If you're not monetized, yes. The problem is if you plan on becoming monetized,
They'll go back.
it'll bite you in the ass in the long run, because I know a lot of guys who are not monetized, and they use music from all over. YouTube, Artlist, Epidemic Sounds, whatever. Now what happens is Funkmaster Herman. You're right, instead of Funkmaster Flex. What happens is when you do decide to become monetized, if you have 50 videos and all of them have proprietary music, well, now these people are going to either tell you to take it down, or they're going to say, let the music play and I get paid for it.
Yeah.
You know, and that
Right.
really
I'll never monetize.
well, if you're not
You
worried
say
about
that, but
No, I'm confident
Right.
I'm not gonna.
if you're worried about not getting monetized, you can use whatever you want, and either they'll tell you to take it down. Well, no, you're not
Because
monetized.
I took a
You don't have to worry
Mr.
about it.
Crowley song and I put it in one of my videos, and they
Mhm.
actually took the video. They took my video.
He took your video down. So, well, see,
YouTube-
this is the
YouTube took
option.
the video down.
But this is the option that they have. If I have a song
This is
out,
recent.
they took
No,
the
it
whole
was like
video
a
down,
year or two
or they
ago.
muted it. Because that happened to Big John in the chat too. They took one of his videos down because it was a song. It was a song in Spanish. But what happened, John? Did they take the entire video down, or did they mute the music?
They took my whole video down.
I
This
think
was
that's-
recently.
No, that was a couple
Like a
years
year
ago.
Wow. Well,
Oh.
all I know is it's up to them. You get the option of I liked it. A couple of guys took one guy took one of my videos and he put a 50 Cent song. I don't even listen to 50 Cent music. Okay. And he took it. Oh, they muted John's. So John's they muted. Okay. Well, that'll give him the option to change it. But this guy was playing my video with 50 Cent's music, and I asked him to take it down. And if he did not take it down, then YouTube said they would take it down. And dude took it down. Now I have one that came up on the copyright. YouTube actually had to take it down. Dude would not get rid of the video. YouTube was like, we'll take it down for you if he does it. And they did.
Yeah, I've actually tried to upload songs or videos before where because of the music, I'm not monetized or anything. They wouldn't let it even go up. They just said because of the music you're using, it won't go. So some musicians are more serious about it than others.
You know what? If it's on there to be listened to, it should be able to be played. There's a guy, there's a few guys that I've gotten hit What's his name, Justin? That dude that we used to listen to.
Oh, Ryan Little.
Yes, this guy Ryan Little. He has some really, really good music. He was just starting to grow on YouTube, and Justin hit him up. I hit him up. Yo, can we use your music? Sure, no problem. 6 months, 8 months later, he gets monetized. And then all of a sudden, yo, I got copyright strikes up the wazoo because I've used 5 or 6 of his damn songs.
Right. Like Curtis kind of alluded to, it's like, I don't plan on getting monetized, but might hit 1,000 someday. And maybe
you can just, that one viral video happens, you just happen to have your drone in the air when something amazing happened and everybody comes and watches that video.
Right.
And suddenly you've got the subscribers and everything else. You may not ever get another video like that, but now you can be monetized.
Well, I want to answer what Big John has put. He says, if the music is being played on the radio, on the public radio station, I should be allowed to put it on YouTube. Well, not necessarily. Because they're actually
paying for that too.
Let me address that, because let me just address that real quick, because I am a musician and I write my own music for a lot of the stuff that I put on YouTube. People put effort and time into that. You need to pay for that. It's not free.
Yeah, that's
by not under any circumstances.
I was going to bring that up, that the radio stations,
they pay for that to be on there.
Their money. They pay to play music. Each time a song is played, people are getting paid down the line.
Advertisers are paying for the right to advertise during the time when certain songs are in heavy rotation.
Right.
So is that they can get their products heard and seen. Yeah. That's the same in television as is in radio. Yeah, there is a disclaimer that is given that tells you don't have the right to rebroadcast any of that information that is broadcasted on the television or on the radio.
But I mean, YouTube, and you guys got to agree with me, and Curtis, especially you. They're
I don't have to agree with you.
Freaking bored with this. Curtis played back a video, and I could kind of make out what I think I heard in the background, and I may have been wrong as far as the song, but they hit him with the copyright strike. And basically, all I heard was boom, boom, in the background.
By the way, that got just to update on that. That got removed because I contested it and sent it to YouTube, and I said, "What song are they playing?" And I got an email direct from somebody, and they said, "We can't figure out what song they're playing, and it doesn't fit any algorithm. It's a company in India that's just hitting people, and right. those are being shut down." So one of the things that YouTube is trying to change is when Herman walks in the room and somebody's got a song playing and he's vlogging, and then he walks out of the room, and for 2 seconds there was a piece of music there that he did not intend to be part of his vlog, that shouldn't be a copyright hit. And they're going to be changing that, or if they haven't already changed that, and they should change that. And that was the kind of the situation with mine. Was I was flying over, there was a cover band playing, you couldn't figure out what they were playing because it was all
right. That's what I heard.
It was a muddy sound. You couldn't figure anything out. But because of the rules at that particular time, somebody could claim it and say, "Oh, that's my song." Right. It is music. You could tell it was music. So.
And you were recording. You were on the other side of the lake. It wasn't.
Yeah, I was on the other side of the lake.
Microphone over top.
Well, no. I was on the other side of the lake, and the lake's not that big. Capitol Lake is not that big. And I had my phone on, and what I was doing was I had my phone on and my iPad on, and the iPad, I was live broadcasting and flying over the lake and staying over the lake, but filming the carnival. And in the carnival was a live band playing some cover songs. So it picked it up as I'm talking. You can kind of hear it in the background. It had nothing to do with where the drone was itself. It was music that was coming across the lake and being picked up by my iPad.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, it's a stupid thing. But from my understanding is YouTube is changing that now, that, if somebody just happens to open a door and, they're vlogging or they're doing whatever they're doing live or whatever, and it was not the intent to play music in the background, and somebody walks by with their phone on listening to a jam, that's not a copyright hit. That's not
right. That's silly stuff.
That's really, that's going way too far. And people have done that for years. And in my particular case, it was a company in India that was claiming the music was theirs.
Uh-huh.
And it was just somebody just trying to. It's just a company that had made themselves. We're a company, and we're going to scour the internet. And when we find something that's, illegible, we're going to claim it's ours.
I didn't know Ravi Shankar was still out there. Is he still out there playing guitar music?
Rob,
that's Robbie. Nora Jones's father, Ravi Shankar.
There's a lot of companies that specialize in just sitting on YouTube and just finding music that belongs.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey Justin, I like the look of the studio there, man. That's looking.
Oh, isn't he a professional? Yes.
What this is nothing.
I might have to spend some money.
Nothing. Wait till it gets done.
Wait till you come back and he has the lights that light up every time he talks.
Yeah. And he gets a couple of assistants bringing him coffee and.
Yeah, but that's what you got the wife and daughter for.
Yeah.
God forbid that ever happened in my house.
I plan on doing that in the next month or so too. Buying a computer, put it in my office, setting up some kind of background. None of that green screen stuff, but just a nice background other than my kitchen and proper lighting. But it's too nice out now to worry about. I just want to fly.
Oh, there! Look at! Now he's got the music and the lights going.
You're gonna get copyright strike.
Oh no! Here we go. Here we go. Yeah, there's
Mr. Crowley's
copyright strike, man.
Mr. Crowley's a go-go boy.
Please, Mr. Crowley, stay seated.
Hold on, I'm gonna take my shirt off.
Who's the man?
Yeah,
feeling good and looking good. Yeah,
Curtis can be the announcer.
Music.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be YouTube music, unfortunately. Everyone, please. Well, it's 13.
So this is all my synthesizer. So screw YouTube. I'm sitting there playing my synthesizer.
Yep.
So nobody.
What's that?
Any other drone news? There's nothing happening in the world of drones.
Well, the Mini's going to be coming out here. They think in the next month or two.
Okay. Was there some?
I talked to a DJI dealer, and he confirmed that the Mavic Mini will be coming out.
How many are you buying? 12 to put on your Christmas tree?
Ornaments.
And that's
what I'm talking about.
He confirmed that the company told him they're going to retail for $399.
$399. What?
Adley says he was able to capture 219 gigs of footage today. That's a lot of freaking FPV footage.
It's gonna be all Wi-Fi.
And that's a lot of editing. We'll see you next year, Hadley.
1 hour transfer time.
It's gonna be all Wi-Fi on Paul.
Yeah, there's still, as far as I know, Wi-Fi, not OcuSync. He didn't share a lot with me, but he confirmed the price and he confirmed they are coming out with it. Right. And he also said that the company told him it would be under the weight restriction for having to register it.
That's good, Big Mac.
Okay, and you don't know what the range is on it?
No.
The range is,
if you got a Mavic Air, what's the point of it?
The range is from the end of my couch to the other end.
Well, even a Tello got further than that.
Okay, sounds like the girls are here. So if you hear a really big crash, it's them ripping the door open in a few seconds. Screen door.
You heard it, Lawrence?
Off the hinges.
4K Tello got better range than that.
4K at 120 frames per second. Damn.
On what?
On what?
4K 120.
What were you using to record? What were you recording on? GoPro 7. Let us know what you were using.
I think he was using. Isn't he using the Evo? I think the Evo does 120, doesn't it?
The Evo does 120 frames at 4K at 120.
I think so.
Get out of here. Interesting.
I think anything. I don't think that.
But there's nothing out there. Yes, the Hero 7.
There's nothing that advertises it.
The Hero 7.
Oh, he's using the Hero 7.
Okay. I had no idea the Hero 7 could do 4K at 120.
No, the Evo does 1080p at 120 frames per second.
Oh, 1080p.
The Evo does also. You're saying, Justin?
No, it doesn't do 4K. It does 1080p at 120.
Yeah, it's tough to get 4K at 120. That's a lot.
Overheating issues.
I'm glad to know
Really?
that
They
you
overheat?
can do that. That'll almost ensure that it'll be a while before I get it.
4K 60 frames per second on the Evo.
Mm-hmm.
So Lawrence, you moving up here?
Shh. They just walked in, man.
Oh, you're gonna visit the area?
I
think the wife went up there to sign the contract, didn't she, Lawrence?
We might be in about a year or two.
Mike, I need you to do me a favor.
Might be in about
Take
a
them
year
to
or
the
two.
local shovel spot.
That's all I can say right now.
Show them where to get shovels and stuff.
Battery operated snowblower.
Because what I meant to say earlier was 9 months of winter and 3 months of bad sledding.
Oh. Well, that kind of sucks.
Lawrence.
Oh, it depends, We get some serious winters up here, but last few years, you guys in Philly and New York and Boston have been getting the nor'easters more than we have here.
You're right about that. For the last couple of winters, it's been worse here than upstate New York.
Yeah.
Because my nephew lives in Utica, my nephew-in-law. He lives in Utica, and he's constantly going, damn, more snow. Damn, more snow. And for the last couple of years, he's like, how's the snow feel?
Yeah, we get the lake effect snow off of Lake Ontario and Lake Erie, depending on the wind direction and the temperature. But if, it all depends. It can melt and you have you're back down to pavement again.
Big John says the Mavic Mini will have a 3.5 mile distance, 22-minute battery life, and shoot 4K at 30 with a 3-axis gimbal. Are you kidding me?
You okay?
Yeah, you send that sucker up a mile and a half away on a windy day and see if that heifer comes back.
3.5 mile range on that little thing.
Oh,
that's crazy.
In the breeze.
They're gonna sell millions of them.
I don't think
you know what? You could sell millions of them, and I could see people it didn't come back and pull out another one and set it up.
Not at that price range.
You're gonna have to buy Care Refresh on that one.
No, because you got to retrieve it to get Care Refresh.
I thought all you had to have was the records.
I've seen that in certain cases.
Yeah,
people just had their flight logs.
Cases. On Flyaway, they'll do a case on that, and they'll use the records to see if it was pilot error. But they're leaning on pilot error all the way until to the last minute, till they can't hold on any longer.
Recorded 4.3 4K at 120 on a GoPro 7 raw file format. I'd be interested to see how that comes out. My only problem with 4.3 is the only time I think you should be looking at 4.3, a 4.3 screen is when you're flying FPV. Maybe that's me personally. But at 4.3, I know a lot of the famous people that fly use a 4.3 setting. The 16:9, they say sometimes a little excessive because it's not really 16:9. It's a stretch picture. I don't know. It depends on the goggles. So Curtis, you're biting the bullet and getting into FPV.
I am. Thank you for jumping over here when I wasn't ready. Somebody was messaging
you, Curtis.
No, Paul's friend Lynn is messaging me about a monkey flying a drone or something. So I've been talking with Hadley, famous FPV, and he's kind of shown me some of the stuff that he's been building, and I just said, I need to just bite the bullet, because I am interested in doing some cinematic style, fast runs, swooping curves, that kind of thing. And having somebody that knows what they're doing build it first and build it right, instead of me building it and tweaking with it for 3 months. And then up here we're getting into winter here pretty soon, and winter for us is a lot of rain. So I can spend that time learning how to build, but right now, while we still have good weather, I want to spend some time flying this thing.
Hey, Curtis, I kind of thought maybe you were going to have that DJI FPV rig sent to Hadley and had it adapted and ready for you to fly it.
Hey, Lynn.
That's always a possibility. Hadley?
Hey, Lynn.
Yeah, he did say it's not finished.
He's
Yeah,
still there.
just have it drop shipped the FPV from DJI and have him adapt it, and then you'd be the top dog to be testing it and doing the cinematic stuff.
Hadley's going. Oh, Curtis.
I see. One about that old guy in the drone. He purchased that. The goggles and everything.
Did he?
Not the controller, but the goggles. And I don't know. I guess you get a beautiful picture off that.
Well, Hadley's famous FPV says it won't fit this frame, so he's going, Curtis.
It won't fit this frame.
And Curtis is saying, okay, Hadley, what size frame would you have to get to build that for him?
But yes, we can build it on another frame.
There you go. Now
Hadley,
that's
this is so tempting.
That's Curtis.
I should have a conversation with Hadley offline.
Yes, you should.
Hey, in breaking news, I have spent the last 7 hours with Philly Drone Life and teaching him how to use OBS.
Wow.
He's got it.
All right.
So he has Zoom and he has OBS and he has a plan, and it's going to be something to watch.
Cool.
The big show.
The big show.
The big show.
Well, I got on with Mike the other day, just at noontime here, just talking and stuff. And it was a lot of fun. A lot of people jumped in, and Mike was just sitting. He wasn't doing his exercise. He was just sitting there talking.
He's got plans. He's he and I have talked for quite a bit, and he's not going to venture away from drones, but he has bigger plans. So this will still incorporate drones, but a segment of it will incorporate drones. He wants a big audience, and I think he can do it. I really do. I got a lot of faith in the
personality for it.
Yeah. And he's talked to a lot of people and seeing what people are interested in. He's doing a lot of research going into this thing, but he really wants to do something really, really good. And he asked me to help him out with a few things, and they're all in place. And the final little bit was him him understanding how OBS works with Zoom so that he can play. So we can share videos on here with Zoom, but what the audience sees is a stuttering effect. They don't quite see it in its real time, and they don't get to hear the audio. With OBS being a player, it automatically sends that information directly to YouTube. So yeah, he'll be able to play videos perfectly.
Okay, all right.
He's got some good plans.
I would like to see all of that, everything that he's planning work.
Hey, Curtis, is that why? Is that why, like when Lawrence or I or anybody else shares on Zoom a video, it does that little stutter stuff?
Yeah, it's because it's sending it to Zoom, and then Zoom is then sending it to YouTube. With OBS, you're sending it. It's a direct line into YouTube.
Okay.
You're not going to Zoom and then YouTube. It's everything that happens here is being routed around, and you're purchasing a certain amount of bandwidth for your streaming yourself.
Right.
But the faster that the pixels move, the slower, the more pixelated everything becomes. And
Curtis, if he invites somebody in, what does he invite him in on? Skype?
No, it'll be just like Zoom.
Yeah.
So I don't want to give away his format and stuff, but no,
you're basically using OBS as a flash media encoder.
Well, you're using OBS as the gateway into YouTube, and then I don't know. It's not a flash. It's a media player. It plays media is what it does, is OBS.
So it can still be a Zoom person coming in.
Right. It'll still look like this, but he will have the ability to play other videos, music, and other things in it seamlessly without having to stop and share stuff. It'll be a one-button click. Hey, I got this new clip. Boom, and it's playing, and the audio's playing, and everything's playing. All of us go off screen, and the video goes on there. Or if he wants us on screen, very small on the side, or if he wants one person
example, right?
Right, picture
so
in picture
you can
stuff.
Still use Zoom through OBS.
Yes.
Okay.
Zoom is a collective where you collect all the live streams from everybody, like here, and then OBS is the tunnel that you put Zoom into to go into YouTube.
Right.
And then in addition to that, OBS is also a media player that is built for YouTube or Facebook or anybody else that does streaming. And then that's where you play your media. You don't play it in Zoom. You play it directly into OBS. The downside is if we were live and running through OBS and Lawrence played something, we would not be able to watch it as panelists live. Because he's playing it on the end. So if you think of it as a tunnel, we're the beginning of the tunnel in Zoom, and then we're going into OBS. Well, we're not seeing what's coming out of OBS. We're just seeing what's in Zoom.
Right.
So
if
if Lawrence
you need a second
plays,
monitor or something.
yeah, unless you have a second monitor and you're watching the YouTube feed, but then it's delayed. So that's the downside of it. But for the things that he's going to be using it for, a lot of it's going to be a one-man show. So it won't really matter.
I believe that.
He's got.
You're right, Mike.
What happened? I missed that.
I believe it can be a one-man show.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does it, man. 45 minutes on the treadmill, and he keeps yapping the whole time, and he's not repeating himself at all.
No.
It's crazy.
But then he's got to go take an 8-hour nap.
That's the mark of a genius, though.
It's true. Mike's an intelligent guy.
Yep.
Yeah. So
we had a long talk about that, and I said, I don't want to give away his format because it is so cool what he's got planned. I mean, we kind of talked this thing through, and it's like I don't want to mess it up for him.
Well, I wish
he showed me the video, Curtis.
I hope
he's showing you the video.
Yeah, the opening. thing.
Okay. He told me not to show it to anybody. What a bum!
I didn't show it to anyone else, so I didn't share it.
Well, it got finished. It got finished this morning. We got the final pieces to it got put together.
Lawrence,
Cool.
are you using OBS too?
No, I use OBS as a standby for when I need to run to the bathroom or something.
Okay.
I just click on OBS 2 and it can play a video for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'm using OBS right now for the computer screens that are around me.
Right. So you can use OBS to load different things like this here. I have 3 things loaded that I could use. For some reason, this one seems to be frozen, but the other 2 that I loaded up into the camera, into OBS, that's basically what I'll use it for. It seems to play seamlessly on your end when I watch the playback. So that's basically it. If I need to show something, I can run it through OBS and just use OBS as like an accessory, pretty much. It's nothing major, but it works for now. What the direction that Philly's going in, he's relying totally on OBS to handle the stream and everything like that. The stream, the side clips, the wallpapers, etc.
Well, Curtis is a good producer. He'll keep them straightened out.
I'm pretty sure. Hey,
you guys want to
Roger?
see? You guys know I do animation and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
You want to see one of my first animations I ever did?
Go for it.
It's actually kind of funny. So there's a story behind it. At the time, as I was trying to figure out what to animate, I was and there's no audio, which is why I needed to kind of tell you what's going on. I was always watching the news guys, and I always thought it was silly that this news guy would be standing out in the weather, or in the flood, and he's like waist deep in the flood waters. It's like, why would you do that? Why don't you stand under an umbrella or away from the stuff and have the cameraman pan over there? Why do you have to be standing in it? Why do you have to be out in the tornado? I just don't understand that. So when I made this thing, the concept behind it is we have a meteor that has been reported coming close to Earth, and it's going to pass Earth as long as it doesn't hit anything, and we're going to be okay. But the news channel decides to send their news guys up into space to take a look at this thing. All right. So I don't know if you want to make my screen big or not, Herman, but here it goes.
Oh, hold on. I can pin your video, right?
Yeah, you can pin my video and it'll play. It's
like
a 60-second deal. No, I'm in the center, but I'm not pinned.
Yeah, in the center. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. All right, here we go. Here's my silly video. One of my very first animations I ever made. Breaking news. Da, 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 da. Meteor racing towards Earth. NASA says it will miss Earth. There's a cameraman. He's going, oh, look behind you. I never did put the face in there. I never got that far. So the first spaceman turns around, and here comes the meteor. Oh, it hit them, and it deflected it towards Earth. That can't possibly be good.
Right.
That was excellent.
Oh, it gets better. Hang on. Just hold on. It gets better.
It's still blowing up.
That's crazy.
Now
Wait a minute.
debris.
Now, wait a minute. Here comes the killer part. Got all the debris out there.
I can't do work like that. I don't have the mind to do stuff like that.
Back to you in the studio.
No. So my timing is a little off, I have to admit. But then there's this.
The helmet.
Nothing but a helmet.
Very good. Very good.
I'm sorry for torturing you guys with that, but I was digging around and I found that thing.
That
So
was cool. I like it.
No, see, I can't do stuff like that. Like, there are people who can draw, right? There's
Right.
some people who can draw a building. Some people can draw people. They can draw animals. They can draw life. I can only draw inanimate objects. Jets, planes, cars, buildings, stuff like that. You ask me to draw a person, and I would be happier drawing a stick person. I can draw anything technical. That doesn't bother me. Meat pie, what the hell? Oh, Roger was saying he had meat pie, cucumber, and beans for dinner. I'm sorry. I saw meat pie, and I'm like, huh?
so now we fast forward to what I can do now.
This is your work now.
This is my work now.
Hold on, I'm pinning the video now.
I'll start it over.
Go ahead. It's pinned. Wingman Digital Media. And this is with After Effects and what else?
And Cinema 4D.
Okay. Looks good. The imagination. You have to have an imagination. That's somebody's
That's true.
intro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was mine from a couple years ago, actually. I just found this folder of old stuff that I've done, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot all
Curtis
about that.
has a very active imagination and is very talented.
I see that.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
That's why we
see
call
that.
him the wizard.
You know what I
Last
need?
thing that'd be cool, Curtis, is like, in the old movies, the RKO radio pictures with her spinning around with the antenna on top of it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I always like that look, that kind of retro look.
Yeah.
That'd be a cool intro.
In black and white, right?
Yeah.
Funny you should mention that because
What game are you watching, Herman? The Seahawks or the Giants? Because the last I saw, the Giants were getting blown out.
Hold on a second.
And so are the Seahawks.
Hold on a second. There's no
Let me know when the pin,
Giants fan
Curtis.
in the city.
I'm just gonna put this in here for everybody so everybody can see that. There you go. There you go,
That's
Mike.
Oh, you just did a link? I thought you were going to play it.
Well, there's some cool audio that goes with it.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. So
You gotta check out the link after.
yes, please click on the link, because then it's going to take you away. And click on it and save after, and hit the back button.
Right.
It'll bring you back in, and it'll also give us extra hits for the live stream.
There you go.
Which I need to know, Justin,
You.
do I need a new flight controller for that drone?
I'll let you know about tomorrow.
Okay, because if I do need a new flight controller, I'm thinking about just gutting the whole system and maybe trying Crossfire. But I have this R9 module. I have to at least get one bird with that R9 module in it, and I'll be happy. Everyone that flies Crossfire is telling me that R9 module is such a pain in the ass to hook up. So I don't know how true it is. I'm leaving it in your hands.
Well,
What would you get for a bird?
What's that, Mr. Crawley?
What do you get for a bird?
Well, I gave him a 5-inch. I wanted him to build a 5-inch long distance for me. And at the time, I know Crossfire's king, Hadley, but Crossfire can't fit in my pockets right now. So I went with the R9 module. I mean, I don't need to go more than a football field and a half or 2 football fields. I really don't. So experimenting with long distance, I got the R9 module and a receiver, and I want to see how it works in a 5-inch bird. You know, and basically that would be a warm-up bird, because anything after that would probably be using Crossfire. Those of you guys that don't know, Crossfire system for FPV is like Apple. They're like Apple when it comes to certain things. It's just that's top of the line, or should I say DJI when it comes to drones. Crossfire is that when it comes to FPV birds.
So speaking of FPV, how does everybody come up with their name?
How does everyone come up with their name?
Like
well,
Novice Squads FPV.
I just added FPV to the end of it. So Curtis Dart FPV. You may want to pick.
My name.
For some reason, I've come to find out people who fly FPV drones usually want to come up with some kind of radical name, like Hadley's famous FPV.
That's how I did my name.
That's pretty cool. That looks good.
Do you have another one? My birthday.
Denice. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, like Denice FPV.
Yeah.
I just used that for my name.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's your name right there, Drone Evolution NYC.
Like Block Grinder and all these other guys. I was just wondering, was it something that somebody else gives you that name or whatever? The reason I ask is
it could be like I always thought a good one would be Butt Burn, you know?
Butt Burn. Fat Master.
Well, Curtis,
like boxing.
All I can say is, Curtis, once you do get your bird, and I'm sure you're doing it now, you're doing a lot of research on FPV and you're watching how guys fly and all of that. Have you been on a simulator yet?
Yeah. So just to finish up the handle thing, I made this last night. This is my supposed new logo. I don't know. It's a little slow. I got to speed it up just a little bit, but I was playing around with this thing and I thought, oh yeah, I'll just make this my
Are those
logo.
multi-layers?
Yeah.
Okay. Ghost Rider FPV. Copyright strike.
Against who?
Against you.
Ghost Rider.
Oh, who's Ghost Rider FPV?
Well, it may, someone, if you do become popular, someone may hit you with it. So I mean,
I think he should be the Wizard FPV myself.
I knew Paul was going to say that Wizard FPV, and I thought about that, and also Zoom FPV.
There is a Wizard. There is a Wizard FPV flyer that goes to Val's live stream and stuff. Which, by the way, where's Val? She's missing tonight. MIA. Probably working, I guess.
Yeah, I think she's working until till just about showtime. Then she's gonna drive home, get there, and then start her show at 7.
Okay. Well, Justin, quick question.
Yes.
When are you gonna bring that bird out to Rockaway? So we
Whenever I
go
can
to the
fly.
spot in this,
Whenever we could fly.
Whenever we can fly. Well, I don't have to go nowhere tomorrow. Oh, I'm meeting Anthony Charles on the beach at 10. You work tomorrow or you're off?
I'm off tomorrow.
You're off tomorrow? Well, I'm meeting Anthony Charles. Those of you, his YouTube channel is Invincible Don. I've been following this guy for years, and it's funny because I've been following him just like I've been following Billy Kyle. What's that? That's an Ishin Wizard?
No, this is a Martian one.
Oh, okay, because it has the purple props like the Ishin, but it doesn't have the purple engine. But anyway, this guy, Invincible Don,
different motors.
I've been following him for a while. So he basically watched my YouTube channel go from where it was to where it is now. And now now I know him personally, and we talk, but I'm going to fly with him tomorrow. And Justin, I'm actually not flying a camera bird. I'll be flying FPV. We're going to be on 29th Street over by.
Is that where that chair is on the beach?
Yes. This dude, he got a picture on the beach. You never expect to see a winged back, Victorian style chair on the beach, and somehow this guy found it. It looks like somebody brought this old Victorian style chair with wings on the side, you know, the tall backs,
Right.
wooden arms with cushion on them, and just sitting on the beach. And he happened to find it of all the people. He shot a video from flying from there. But his editing skills are phenomenal.
You
And
gonna be over there tomorrow?
yeah, yeah. He takes his son to work. I mean, his son to school, and then he comes out to Far Rockaway to work out on 29th Street. Then he rides his bike up or down the beach or whatever. So I figured while he was over there working out, I would take the Sin Whoop because I just lowered the rates on it, Mr. Crawley. And
Good man.
when I say lowered them, it's like almost 0.1.
What? Really?
Dude, the thing can crawl. It can literally crawl. And if you get it at the right speed, I'm finding 0.1 is just a little too slow, so I may bump it up to a 2. But yeah, here it is. Here it is. This is out where I live. Okay.
That's awesome.
And yeah, all the people in the world, this dude found this chair here. So he flies his drone and he vlogs and after a workout. We just thought it was interesting that he, of all the places to have a chair like this, he has one.
Got a little style.
Well, it's been there for a while. Somebody was actually doing some kind of video shoot, and the punks left the damn chair there. So sanitation will probably come along and eventually
find it.
They'll eventually crush it or get rid of it or whatever.
New York City, somebody will eventually
take it.
Yeah.
The butt burn FPV sounds like flying from fire. The butt burn FPV. Who the hell would name themselves that? What's up, Barry G? I'm sorry, I didn't see you, brother. Thanks for coming Sunday nights with those guys.
Curtis, you don't even have to worry about that getting the name thing. Just keep in mind that Puddles is taken already.
Right. I know. And I had such great ideas for a logo for Puddles FPV, but since it's taken, I can't even really play with it.
I'm trying to come up with some kind of concept or something for those guys because I want to incorporate the name those guys, but I also want it in there to say are at it again. So it's those guys are at it again. And I can't say I was sketching, but I'm playing around with ideas in my head right now. It's just a matter of coming up.
Mr. Crowley, did you hear that? Ideas?
Yep.
Yeah. Ideas.
Is that a New York thing?
Yeah.
Was that a New York accent coming out?
A little bit.
Hey, Curtis, what about if you had a picture of those guys and a subway comes and it stops, the doors open, there's those guys, the doors closed, it goes, and then you change the background to another station, it stops, it just keeps repeating itself station to station to station.
That would be. I kind of like that.
Interesting.
I do have a 3D subway car I could do something with.
There you go.
Wait, Curtis, I'm gonna talk with you on the side through Facebook, Curtis. Maybe we can come up with something because it has to be something that everyone would agree with and like. But I need to get that ball rolling because
essentially, I mean, so I don't know how are you gonna use it? I mean, this is good for people to listen to. I was going to do a show with Coast to Coast Drones and kind of talk about some of this stuff. And having to do with motion graphics, and it kind of fit in with your talk that you have about music and copyrights and stuff like that. So when I start talking about price, everybody tells me, well, Fiverr, I can get it for $5. But I want to point out real quick that
how many millions of others?
Well, let me point out real quick that there is a website called videohive.net. And videohive.net, there are some amazing artists on there that are creating After Effects templates.
Right.
And those templates, there are 2 prices. The first price is for a single use. In other words, you can use it one time. The second price is for an extended use. And so it's like $20 for your average logo sting or whatever. You get to use it once.
Right.
The extended price can be as high as $200 to $300. But what is happening is the guys on Fiverr are buying these templates and calling them their own. So when you go to Fiverr and this guy said, and you say, hey, I want a logo sting, and the guy goes, well, here you go, and now you pay $5 for it. You have just purchased an illegal product that you're going to play on your channel, and potentially you could get a copyright hit. Now, I'm not saying everybody that's on there, but if you go look at what the guy is offering, and then you go do a little bit of research on Video Hive, you'll find most of them have that template over there. So all they've done is bought that template for $20, and they're just selling it over and over and over. So not only do 500 other guys have the same logo sting as you, it's also illegal, and you could get a copyright hit.
I found that out with Render Forest. In a couple of my videos, you see that fireball come out on the video. That I got from Render Forest, and it was cool until some guy in India had the same intro. Now I actually took it and added something to it, but to see the fireball come out, I'm like, I can't use that no more. You know, so I kind of understand that. But where I'm heading, Curtis, just to give you a general idea, to perhaps have a motion graphic that starts out on those guys' channels and ends up with the brand or logo. That's where I'm thinking of heading.
Well, when I'm asking you, how are you planning on using it? For instance, the way I do things,
I want to put it on hats. I want it in.
Oh, you're talking about a vector logo.
Yes,
right.
I'm
you're not talking about a logo sting. Okay.
As far as a motion graphic at the beginning of a live stream, while you're tuning your system or whatever, something for 7 to 10 seconds to show that ends up.
Exactly what he was just asking you.
Huh?
That's what he was.
Well, no, they're two different things. So when you're designing for like your business cards and your hats and your T-shirts, that is a vector-based logo. In other words, you can scale it up and down, whatever, and it doesn't pixelate or anything like that.
Right.
That is a totally different artist. You want to find somebody that knows Illustrator to make that. Now, once that is made, and generally this is what happens.
How do you know?
Generally what happens is people will bring me that Illustrator file and say, hey, I want to take this and do something 3D with it. And from there, I can extrude it and make it 3D and twist it around and play with it and make it do interesting things. That's generally, show them the intro to the old show, the countdown one. Oh. I don't know if you guys got time to sit through all that. It's
Mr.
like
Crowley's fighting with his drone.
Just leave it.
But that's generally the workflow. You start off with somebody that can create some vector art for you.
All right, we'll talk, but my objective is that vector art, to have that particular logo come up at the end of the vector art. So when you see that logo, you'll also affiliate it with mugs, hoodies, etc. You know how Canadian Drone Hub has their logo? That's their logo. But vector art, if I can have it start out walking through a door, when you slam the door breaks and the logo comes up, something silly like that or whatever, something New York related, maybe not New York related. I have to.
In other words, like combining the two.
Right. Exactly.
You want to lead up to the logo that you would set.
Those are the lines I'm thinking along.
Have a drone climb the Empire State Building, like
so
King
probably
Kong.
one of the longest things, and this is kind of along the lines of what Philly's doing. Mike. So this is something I did for us for a while back, but it's more of a countdown thing where we're starting a live stream and we're kind of waiting for people to come in, but we don't want them to just sit there and wait. So we wanted to give them something to watch. So I created this thing. I'm putting a link in the chat so you guys go watch that after the show.
You said you were going to put it up?
No, yeah. He's putting a link in.
Yeah, I put a link in. You guys watch that after the show.
Hadley, you got 39 packs you went through today?
I saw that.
Hadley, you want to pass over some of those batteries, man? Share the wealth here, man.
You want to know what? I only have 6 good packs and 2 packs I'm afraid that will explode. which gives me a combination of 8 4-cells. Okay. And then I have 3 3-cells for my Cinewoop. He just said he burned 39 packs. Dude, 39 packs. I'd be out there day and night.
39 packs, man. That's
a lot of batteries to burn.
Well, you saw how many gig of video he got with him.
That's true.
That's insane. Wow.
That's true. He said 219 gig.
One location?
He said 8 straight hours of flying. That's when you're supposed to be getting paid to do it. Spending 8 hours, you should be getting a check for that.
I got like 4 hours in today of flying, of FPVing. So, we had fun.
So Nacho Roland says, have the drone shoot King Kong down. Nacho, how about this video? Can we use that drone to shoot him down with?
Oh, I like the old biplanes in the original movie.
Yeah.
Flying around shooting at them.
Yeah, I made a 3D model with a 2 miniguns on the Inspire.
Oh, the Inspire with the machine guns.
Yeah, I made that.
That was interesting. Seeing Inspire with Gatling guns on it.
Yeah. It's miniguns to be specific.
Well, Hadley, the way you're flying packs like that, you need to be going to some drift clubs or something and catching footage, because that seems to be the craze right now. FPV pilots going to drift tracks.
But is there money in that though? I mean, if he's going on set, you know, you want to follow where the money is.
Nacho, hey, what's up, EBR? That's the issue. There is no logo. And I need to sit down with Herman and Justin, and we need to come up with something that we like. I mean, the little wallpaper that I have with the 3 of us, do you know someone pointed out that Justin didn't have his phone, and we posed for this picture. Hold on.
Yeah, post that up.
Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
The original picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, we posed for this picture, and what's funny is I thought it was a good picture, awesome. But someone pointed out the fact that Justin did not have a phone in his controller.
Yep.
If you look right here,
yep.
He does not have a phone in a controller, but I'm like, are people really looking that close?
Yeah, they do.
Yes.
You don't need a phone to fly it.
All right. Well,
that's true.
I guess I have to get a lot more technical and make
sure the thing to do would be to I don't know whether Curtis can do it. Curtis, can you pull out those 3 images side by side and then put something behind it? Like,
well, see, that's kind of hard, because then you could probably get hit with that stupid Charlie's Angel type.
Well, the only thing I was thinking is you guys could be standing in front of that other photo that flashed on for a second with the New York memorial lights going up in the air. That was a great photo.
Oh, the 9/11 lights?
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome looking.
That was an awesome photo that you put up, and it just flashed. And that's what Mr. Crowley says. Oh, my God, that's
Nacho,
fantastic.
I know Nacho is infamous, and I've heard him say he's good for making round logos. He's good for making round logos. He made hey, wait a minute. He made this one here for Canadian Drone Hub, which is their logo, you know.
Yep.
It's got to be something that's simple, but with not a lot of colors, because when you go into brands and when you start using colors for silk screens and stuff like that, they charge you per color. So that's also the issue. I mean, we just need to sit down and brainstorm, Herman and Justin, one day.
Yep.
And figure out where we're going with this, because
we
need something that we can incorporate on everyone's live stream.
Because the three of you are the actual royalty of those guys.
You know, you could just start a Zoom meeting, right?
Right.
Guys, I gotta fly. I gotta take off.
Okay.
I'm actually going offline. But
okay, Mr. Crowley.
We already have a Zoom meeting. It's going on right now. Why don't we just figure out what you guys need?
Where you going?
The problem is, have you ever searched for those guys on YouTube and see how much stuff comes
Well,
up?
yes, I searched for those guys on YouTube, and the number one video on YouTube are two Asian dudes doing the Gundam style, sitting down. That's those guys. The number one those guys video on YouTube is that.
Well, you guys.
There's another rapper or two guys.
Bye, Mr. Crowley.
Take care, Sean.
Later, Sean.
Lawrence, maybe you guys ought
Later,
to just modify the name just a little bit to those guys, New York, or those guys, NYC, or whatever.
That's what I was gonna say.
But see, I'm gonna tell you, since we've been using the hashtag those guys, we've been slowly moving up on the list of those guys.
I'm those guys, West Coast.
And it has to do with the hashtag, Curtis. If you put those guys West Coast, you would cover that side of the hemisphere.
So if you push hashtag those guys, is that what you're moving up on?
Wait, who has Nacho? Wait a minute, who has Nacho's email?
What happened?
Oh, I can reach him. I've got we're friends on Facebook.
Okay. If you can send him a link. It says then talk to me or include me in the Zoom meeting. We need to come up with something that I would want to see, or we would want to see. It has to be very New York related.
Yep.
That's most important. It definitely has to be New York related. Those drone guys, West Coast edition. Timothy, stop giving him ideas, Timothy.
And the thing of it is, Lawrence, is you could call it New York City, but I think you guys fly enough the area, it should be just New York. Those guys, New York.
Right, and I agree with that. But the problem is, we rarely fly outside of this area.
But as you get bigger,
true, it's true.
What about
look ahead? Don't look behind. Look ahead.
Leave it as those guys.
What's that, Mike?
What about like Big Apple drones or something like that?
Those guys.
Those guys.
Two big
those
apples
guys,
in the
FPV.
center. Big apples right there.
Right. It's gotta have those guys. It's gotta have
like
drone.
big red balls right there.
It's gotta have those guys.
Well, you know
those
that
NYC guys.
You know that circle that Canadian Drone Hub has?
Those
Maybe your
guys.
symbol, whatever you come up with, could be on a big red apple.
Those guys.
Interesting. That's interesting.
I could do a big red apple instead of the planet Earth and have a drone fly around it.
Yeah.
Drown with those.
And since I came up with the idea, I'd just take 10%.
There you go.
There you go, Mike. That's
There we
how you
go.
do it.
Did you come up with that idea, Mike?
That's exactly how you do it.
There we go.
Oh, I must not have heard it.
So everybody's been flying a lot at nighttime now that it's been getting darker earlier.
But yeah.
You have.
Ooh.
Lawrence, and then Big Matt. I saw he put a Koleanen video up today.
Matt is a night owl because
Yeah.
the hours that he gets off work, he's used to getting off work and he'll just go and fly. And some of these places, I'm not going to lie, he had to be almost pissing himself because some of the rats in the places where he was flying, I'm surprised he didn't get mugged by a rat. As he said, he was in a park and he hear bushes rustling. Now, this is scary when you're in a park at 2 or 3 in the morning, okay, and you hear the bushes rustling. You're not worried about getting mugged. You're worried about getting bit or attacked by a rat.
Hey, Herman, what about a
You guys want to save that for later?
those guys over here sits a rat with a piece of pizza in its mouth, a pizza rat.
What's that for?
The pizza rat on the logo. You put the pizza rat aside, and then you say those guys, New York.
Hey, Nacho, I'm sending you an invite.
No. Let's go.
Paul, you're trying to get us arrested.
So before you guys go any further, Nacho said he says he can watch from here, but send them my address for future meetings. So that's his email right there.
Okay. I have it here.
I don't think he has his computer with him. I think it's a situation.
Oh, that's right. He did. But in order, I'm going to send you an email so it's in Gmail. So this way, when your name comes up, okay, it'll work. I'll be able to pull you up and into the chat. I just need to send you one. So copy invitation. and just ignore it basically. But I'll have you in this Gmail database here. I just sent it to you, so you'll know what my email is. Who's playing the baby making music?
That's the wizard.
The wizard.
It's just a synthesizer.
I'm like, wait a minute, that has baby making music all over it.
It does.
Something's wrong here. Hold on.
That's a little too fast.
That's baby making music on ecstasy. And see, you make music, so.
Oh yeah, he's the wizard.
Okay. Nacho, I sent it to you so you know if you receive an email from third floor 354. Okay. Then you'll know it's from me. So
No, that sounds.
you're watching Sunday Nights with those guys at 6:25, and
Wow,
we're almost
those
over.
guys.
Val's supposed to be on right after us.
She's on at 7. She said, "Yep."
It's on at 7. Okay.
I personally don't think there's anything wrong with the name. We can keep those guys.
Those guys.
You know
Those
why
guys
Herman
in New
says
York,
that,
I
and
like it.
I tend to agree with him
I like those
Because-
guys NYC.
because
NYC or
when
New
we
York.
started this, we needed to come up with a name, and because they were already saying, "Oh, you were flying with those guys," I figured we'd take it and run with it. You know, even though we were being spoken about in maybe a negative, you take that and you take it and you run with it down the street like Forrest Gump.
Yep, you turn the negative into a positive.
I'm
Exactly.
glad I thought of that one.
Huh?
I'm glad I thought of that.
Huh?
What happened, Herman?
I'm glad I thought of that one.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Hold on.
Everybody wants to take credit.
All right,
Hold
so
on,
Justin,
hold
you
on,
coming out
hold
here to
on.
Rockaway tomorrow with your
See,
Phantom?
I like how they like to change the subject. It's documented. It's documented.
See, flying
Go back to
with
Bridge
those
Park
guys.
video.
Flying with those guys is a cool name if we go live.
If you
With
go
Roman.
to the Bridge Park video, Lawrence's Bridge Park video, you'll see where those guys, when it got started, and who came up with it.
He has a valid point. He does have a
Go back
valid
and check
point.
it out. YouTube will forever have it in its archives unless you erase it.
All right, I will. What I will do, Herman, is I will actually put that video up. I'll put the link for that video.
Don't get a copyright strike.
Those guys are sponsored by
Those
Those
guys.
Don't get a copyright strike, Lawrence.
I'm putting up my own video, right? Could you imagine? That would be a crock of bull.
I could see YouTube trying to argue it too.
Nacho's got a good one
yeah.
there. Flying with those guys.
But could
Flying
you
with
imagine
those
that?
guys.
I put the link to Bridge Park, and they hit me with a copyright strike. I would be pissed with my own video.
Could you imagine that one?
Hold on. All right. So here's Herman's proof that he says that he started those guys saying. But that's true. We were that I think it did originally start that day. Arizona Park next to the Bell Parkway has spooky people. Was spooky. People can disappear in that park. Dude, first of all, whatever time you was out there, if you didn't get eaten by the rats, you were lucky just playing right there.
Yeah, that you didn't over there in that Fort Hamilton section.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but isn't Big Matt kind of like unmuggable?
That's true. That's like trying to mug a polar bear.
Right.
Yeah, but
That's true.
If somebody has a gun, that's different.
And you know what might have protected Matt from being attacked by the rats? When they said, "Did you see the size of the shoe on that thing?"
being mugged is not the problem.
3rd Avenue and 102nd Street, Shore Road Park. Matt, listen, the only thing that might have saved you was the fact that your foot was bigger than most of the rats out there. Okay, I'm being honest about it. I wear a size 14, and I don't know what you wear, but I think you got me beat.
Going on.
Diane's your sister.
Uh-oh.
Hold on, hold on, guys.
Lawrence is about to get mugged right now.
So Herman, you been doing some flying anywhere?
A little bit. I was out by Coney Island the other day, and today I was out by the water a little bit over there. Lawrence went and disturbed people on the golf course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw on Matt's video, that nighttime video he did. He flew right over the rides and everything while they were going.
Oh, that was Coney Island. That was recent. I think he did that the other night. That now that the summer season is over and Coney Island Park is actually closed, now everyone that flies a drone can actually fly a drone from the boardwalk, which is kind of cool because the Parks Department and police and detectives out there don't mess with drone pilots this time of the year. But during the summer season, from Memorial Day to Labor Day,
You better get out of here.
it's a risk. It's a high risk. You might as well stay in the parking lot. What's that, Herman?
You have to fly in.
Yeah, you have to fly there.
Yeah, but in this video, the lights and everything were still on the rides.
Yeah, because they're taking
roller coaster was running.
But what they're doing is they're taking most of the rides apart and starting getting ready to winterize the park.
No,
they've already taken down the log flume, and after I give it maybe till the end of October because they're setting up for Halloween. After Halloween, I think that's it because they have a bunch of straw bales all over the place. They're trying to do a Halloween theme. Once that's done, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's cool. But he was saying that the rides were running and everything, and man,
Nacho said he's going to try and make something with 3 heads.
With 3 heads.
It could be one of those flying methodical 3-headed dragon, you know, wearing a T-shirt that you got with your logo on it.
3 heads.
I'm
faces on all 3 heads.
2:30. Big Matt says from 2:30 a.m. to 3:15. I was still scared, dude.
Hello?
All I can say is,
whoa,
some of them places I wouldn't have went in just because of the rats.
What were you scared of, actually, Matt? The birds chirping in the grass below you, or the ones chirping in the tree?
Could have been the winos laying in the road there or whatever.
Well, some of these places that Matt, like Coney Island was cool because it's lit up every night for a while, and I would love to go to Coney Island at night to catch it like he did. My problem is getting back to where I live out here in Queens. It's like today, they have every year around this time, they decide to lift up all of the ballast on the tracks, the ballast or the rocks, and reposition all of the concrete ties because they slide and they're supposed to be spaced apart and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, he says he went last night. Right?
Hey, Lawrence,
yeah.
How far is the commute from Syracuse to New York?
3.5 to 4 hours from where I am right here.
Yeah.
From where I am right here, it's a 3 hour to 4 hour ride.
Depending
4 hours.
If you count in traffic and everything, you're probably talking 5. From driveway to driveway.
So when you move out there, Lawrence, are you going to move your job? Or are you going to drive back and forth 7 hours?
No, I'm only working. I don't work full time. I'm only working part time.
Okay, so you pick up part time out there.
Well, if I have to, it's supposed to be a place to go retire to, and fly drones and hopefully play golf when I can afford it. Seriously. But that's still, like I said, down the line. Oh, the ride stopped at 10 p.m. So, Matt, they're opening Coney Island, certain parts of it, or I don't understand. Because Coney Island at one time used to be one park. Now it's a bunch of little parks owned by different people. The Ferris wheel is a different company. One part over here where the arcades are different. Then you have roller coasters over here. Each roller coaster is owned by an individual person. So it's like really crazy how they have it now.
Well, they've been doing that, but Luna Park is still Luna Park.
Okay, that's the biggest part of Coney Island. The Luna Park is the Ferris wheel. Luna Park is actually the Ferris wheel.
The Wonder Wheel.
Yes.
Those
yes.
people that have all of those rides over there, that's their own individual thing.
Right. They have been the only
Still
ones. Luna
carnival
Park,
style.
because the Ferris wheel is a landmark. Luna Park is the only section of Coney Island that's still original. It has the children's rides and everything. You said strange sounds. Well, I don't know. I guess with all that metal and stuff over there, I would kind of worry.
I don't know what you mean by strange sounds, but
I think he's talking about over at Coney Island there.
oh, under the boardwalk.
Yeah, under the boardwalk, I could see. I could definitely see that.
It was the Warriors trying to get back to the territory.
Justin, are you gonna come here or meet me at 29th Street? Because I'm probably gonna head there. About 9:15, 9:30.
Probably just meet you over there.
What are you gonna do, Lawrence?
Okay. Anthony Charles is gonna be over there flying, and I'm gonna fly FPV in a different area because I'm getting tired of the damn park I'm flying in, and Justin's gonna come and fly his new Phantom 4 Pro.
Wow.
What's the deal with that shit, Paul?
That's the first time in the Great Lakes. It was this last week. It's called Le Champlain, and it's a French cruise ship.
A French cruise ship?
Yep. And it costs $8,000 for each 5-day segment.
$8,000 for 5 days.
Yeah, because that's a small ship.
Herman, write a check.
Which means luxury.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Cut a check, Herman. Let's go.
It's not the everyday people on that boat.
Right.
What? You mean Herman and I can't get on that ship?
It's up to you.
I can fly over it all I want.
That's $8,000 per person.
I don't need $8,000 to fly over and around it.
For that kind of money. For $8,000, I don't want to have to see you.
Hey. All right. You remember that. The next time.
I don't mean you personally. I mean, in a tight
anybody.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to see anybody.
Well, for $8,000, I would kind of relate to that. Oh, Luna Park is still open on weekends. Okay, see, I did not know that. And during the summer season, they also have a fireworks display every Friday night. So, but I've never been there to catch a fireworks display, I guess because everyone else has shot it already, but
not supposed to be flying over fireworks.
I guess that's why I haven't done it.
I did some nighttime flying last night myself at a shopping area near me, and it's the first real, time I've spent in the air when it was actually dark out. And I was near some lighted up places, and the first time I've ever had to clean bugs off my drone. Oh
yeah, with it humming, with it buzzing in the air, and those lights blinking.
Yeah, and plus near the light, hanging out near the lights in the movie theater and stuff. I guess I was killing some moths or something.
Herman landed today and had bug juice on his bird.
Lawrence, what's funny about that? I taught Paul that one.
What happened?
He used the drone to extract the bees from his house.
Yeah, and he just about got me killed.
What happened, Paul?
I've got a nest of bees. I don't know what the hell they are, but they're like 100 a minute are going in and out of my siding of my house.
Next summer, Paul's going to have
Paul, right now, if that's happening now, Paul, they actually are making a nest. We had that issue last year. We noticed towards the end of and actually this year too, but last year was the back of the house. They were flying in and out of this little hole, like it was a little highway. So my sister-in-law.
With a giant hive inside.
Oh, trust me, I know. My sister-in-law sprayed it. Now, she sprayed the entrance. Now, knowing that they hide along the siding of the house and stuff like that.
Did she get zapped?
This year, they've come out the front of the house and she sprayed that. I'm like, well, to be honest, we need to seriously get someone and find where that nest is. Because
I'll show you the video I shot today. Okay.
They're actually hunkering down for the winter.
Yo, Lord.
Oh, that's them coming out of there?
That's
Dude, that's
going
a,
in and out, in and out.
Paul,
I'm telling you,
that's a-
next summer he's gonna have free honey for everybody.
that's a
And look
big
at
mess, Paul.
they're carrying things out.
Well, they got furniture and stuff
That's
they got to get
because,
in there.
Paul, they're carrying things out because they're making room for the nest. It's probably your fiberglass or siding inside. They're making room.
Yeah.
Just get a vacuum cleaner up there, set it on a remote, and just turn it on when they start coming out.
Sometimes they'll find like a cavity in the house, and they can build gigantic beehives.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's got to be big because
Yeah.
I've sprayed, those big cans of bee killer that shoot and it foams.
Yeah.
Right.
I foamed that area 5 times and they're still at it.
And they're still at it.
Wow.
Well, you need to seriously, you need to professionally have that looked at during the winter while they're hibernating.
Yeah.
Well, and the sad part is I have an apartment I rent out that's upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they said they can hear bee noises up there.
Oh, that's not cool. That's not cool because, I would mention my sister-in-law sprayed the back of the house and she sprayed the front of the house, right?
Yeah.
Well, I sleep by the bedroom window, and I've been noticing over the last month or so in the wall, I hear and it'll stop, and then I'll hear and it'll stop, like something's digging and warming up in there or something. And I pray that they're not in the siding right outside my bedroom window. So but Paul, you got a highway right there. They're not that busy.
See that? Can you see that bee right there?
Yeah.
He's got a great big white. It looks like insulation or something.
That's what they're doing. I'm telling you, they're making
space.
They're hunkering. They're making space for the winter, and they're actually clearing out. So you really need to have that professionally looked at, Paul.
Lawrence, that happened to this lady I know.
Carpenter bees.
They had taken down. They ended up having to take down half of her bedroom ceiling to get them out.
Wow. And those aren't small bees either.
No, look at
There's another one bringing out a white piece of styrofoam.
Yep.
Paul, they're remodeling your home.
I'll back it up to the last one that came out. See him?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're taking out, and he's taking out big chunks.
Yep.
What'd you film this one with?
What happened?
Paul, what'd you film this with?
I was standing on the ground and I used a nice camera with a zoom on it. That's why it's moving a little bit.
Okay.
You don't want to put the drone up again, do you?
Well, you might want to call a professional for that, Paul. Seriously. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm going to call this week.
You said your tenants are hearing a buzzing?
Yeah, and their daughter, who's like in the 7th grade, she said that she sees bees in her room all the time.
That's not good. That's what happened to my sister-in-law. They started coming out of somewhere, and they were killing one bee every day, and then it got to the point where they were starting to kill bees more than one bee a day.
Not good. On you, Paul. Set the drone up right out there. Let them come out at the drone.
They will. No, they will. Seriously, they'll come
cheese.
out. For some reason, bees think a drone sounds like their number one enemy, wasp, and wasps think that the drone sounds like their number one enemy, bees. It's been proven. This Hobson 501 I've sliced through so many bees. When I take off, they swarm this thing, man. Repeatedly. I've been flown.
Well, when I had the drone up yesterday, Herman had me put the drone up. That I could hear the bees being chopped up by my blade.
Yeah, you just get all your batteries, keep them charging.
Yeah, because they will send out half the nest to go after your drone. Just put on a wetsuit and a pair of ski goggles and stand there and watch the fun. I mean, that would be the easiest way. Because if you spray that hole, they're going to find another way. And like you said, the little girl is finding bees in her room.
Yeah.
What happens is over the winter, the part of the nest that's not dormant and I only know this because I used to study insects when I was a nerd back in the day. But
You mean you changed?
They, gee, thanks.
You fly drones. Admit it.
True. They seek light, Paul.
I fly drones. My name's Curtis. I'm a nerd.
So in between the walls where it's dark, any light source, like bathroom light that's left on overnight, they tend to go towards it and come out and take little peeks and search for food.
You know, Paul, now what you could do is set the drone up out there and slice them up as they come out, and you'll be known as the Butcher FPV.
I mean,
I like it. The Butcher FPV.
The Butcher FPV.
Them little buggers are coming and going.
And
I mean, there's a regular the first little bit right here. I'll start it again. That's at full speed. That's how fast they're going in and out.
That's a highway. This is what I'm telling you.
Yep, and there's at half speed.
They're going in and out in circles.
Yep.
It's like a subway station.
Yep.
Listen, dude, seriously, you need to have that looked at professionally.
In fact, let me show you. The one comes out. See, he got a great big black piece there or something, like wood or something.
I'd stick a vacuum cleaner up there and just start sucking them up.
Nacho said that those are carpenter bees, so they do construct their own areas.
Look at that bee. Look at the piece of whatever it is he's got right there.
Yeah, he's getting your stuff out of the way so he can put his stuff
and he's
in.
Got a piece there. They're moving in.
Moving in? They're already in. What the hell are you talking about?
They're rearranging.
They're remodeling.
Right.
Remodeling. You're gonna freaking bust a wall open, and you're gonna see they have honey refineries and condos and all kinds of shit back there, man.
That's what I'm worried. It's going to be very expensive.
That's why you got to nip it in the butt.
So I'm telling you, get a vacuum cleaner, just stick it up there and just start sucking them up.
Don't do the crazy thing and put the garden hose up there.
The best.
Yeah, don't do that.
Well, here's what I'm worried about is driving them back inside further.
What, with
if
the vacuum?
You spray that entrance by spraying that entrance, that's what it's actually doing.
Yeah,
the
and
vacuum
so that's
will
see,
suck them out.
I have more spray and I stopped doing it after the first 3 cans of it. I bought a case of it. And
but what you should do seriously is spray other parts of the house. But that room where the girl says she sees bees on a regular, that can get scary because they will invade her room eventually.
Yeah.
Get a cat.
So what I'm going to do is I was going to maybe go out and spray again today, and then I thought, no, I want whoever the professional that I get to come here to see it in its full glory, not,
Well, like I said, the spray is actually going to push them back because my sister-in-law sprayed last year the back of the house, and somehow this year they're coming out of the siding in the front of the house. Okay, now outside my bedroom window,
cleaner.
the siding that's over my bedroom window, that's where I also hear buzzing periodically.
So I've cleaned out plenty of hives with a vacuum cleaner.
I think that sucker right there is pretty industrious. Look at him, boy. He's just going at it,
So what you're saying is, Lawrence, you have a hive in your house.
Yo, stop. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you spraying me with She's got hold it.
That's the stuff to spray the bees?
No, I'm not a bug, man. What the hell? She's got some water bottle with mist in it.
That's the stuff to spray the bees.
It's for your hair, so you're spraying me with it. It's not going to help me. She's got water in. It's a bottle that you put chemicals in to spray your hair with. It's a water. What the hell is it?
I mean, look at they're just tearing it up.
What's that, Paul?
They're just tearing it up, whatever it is.
I'm telling you, Paul, that's
Paul, that's styrofoam. That's the siding.
Right.
That goes under the siding.
Cleaner.
It's wood.
Those guys is brought to you by a vacuum cleaner.
Hold on. Adrian, what's going on? He's down in the islands, and we haven't seen him online for a while.
Adrian, where have you been?
But Paul, you must know there's the frame of your house that's wood. There's the styrofoam for insulation, and then there's the siding.
You're gonna have to put the styrofoam
in
it.
Yeah, and then there's blown-in insulation in the walls up there too.
You're gonna have to get the vacuum cleaner. The same way the guy that extract the beads are gonna do. He's gonna get a vacuum that they use and pull them out.
Yeah, but I'd rather they vacuumed it out than me, because then you got to deal with them once you get them in the vacuum cleaner.
Get you a long hose
with
with
a
a long.
for a couple of days with the dust, and
they'll suffocate. They will suffocate.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything with them.
But I see there's two types of bees. There is.
There
are the larger black ones that are drones.
Yeah.
And the other ones are smaller workers. But those big drones are pulling out those drone ones are pulling out big pieces of.
Yeah, they're like the supervisors. These big ones here.
Well, I'll tell you this: you don't have to do anything, Paul. You can wait till this time next year, and then we can get honey.
And then what?
And then we can all get some honey.
We're all gonna get some honey.
Can you imagine? Just stick a straw through the siding and just watch it drip. Carpenter bees don't sting. Well, that's what they say about dogs. He don't bite. He don't bite.
Right after he bites.
You heard that.
Next thing he's locked on.
He's a good dog. He doesn't bite. So why does your dog snap at that?
How does he eat his food?
There comes one of the bigger ones.
That's not my dog.
Look at how much bigger that one is than the other ones.
Yeah, those are the workhorses, the drones. They're making condo space as we speak. They're probably putting in a few escalators, a mall.
Those guys, where we find a way, one way or another, to talk about drones, including bee drones.
But you know what?
Living drone.
They're probably up inside and they're doing all kind of remodeling of his place.
Yeah, probably when they tear the siding off and stuff, they'll have their initials carved up there and all kinds of things.
Queen Bee was here.
Yep.
No, that's New York bees. You got Michigan bees.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
What do they do?
Paul's gonna wake up one morning and his bed's gonna be on the lawn. The bees are gonna be looking out the window.
Took over.
They done moved him out.
And the doors will all be locked.
Exactly.
Paul
and Mia's going to be looking at me saying, now what do we do?
Paul's bed, his drone stacked next to him, and the dog just sitting there looking at him.
This is your fault, Paul. You didn't do anything. You could have got the vacuum cleaner out.
Yeah, Curtis keeps saying, get the vacuum.
I've cleaned out plenty of hives with a vacuum cleaner. It takes about an hour.
Get the vacuum cleaner. Stick it in there and let it go.
Just turn it on, get a couple long extensions, stiff extensions, so you're standing back. Duct tape, turn that thing on, just kind of get up near it, grab all the ones that are in the air, and then stick it up against that opening, and you'll just eventually, in about an hour, you'll have them all sucked out.
They'll go into attack mode, and Paul will come on live stream with all these.
I'll be all swollen up. Yep.
Like a fried egg.
No, they'll attack the end of the vacuum is what they'll do.
Right, where the bees are going.
Right. The part that's invading their little home, that part is the part they will attack.
Nacho says, hey, Herman,
yeah,
or Justin, Nacho is saying, what colors would you like for a logo? For him
pink.
To work to stop it.
Lilac.
No.
Lavender.
Definitely not. Not in New York, guys. Cut it out.
No.
Not in New
Lavender,
York.
it's a manly color for a confident male.
That's okay. That's all right. Thank you, but no.
Rainbow stripes.
No, it's not.
In reverse.
Nacho, I'm gonna have to talk to you via email because it's obvious. We're not.
It's time those guys take the rainbow back.
No, I'm good.
No. Now, what are you trying to get us killed or taken off YouTube?
You know, back in my first wheelchair van, it was a 77 Dodge. It was silver, and it before the rainbow means what it means now, it had like rainbow stripes from the 70s all around the van, like a decal. And, you know, no one thought anything of it, but I wouldn't be driving that thing today. No.
Back when I had my Dodge Dart with a rebel flag on it, before I knew what it was.
Yeah. Right. It's, man, that was crazy. That van sucked too. But
hey, brothers, I gotta run. It's starting to get dark, and I gotta get the front yard mowed.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Because my lawn pickup is first thing in the morning. So.
Oh, okay.
Well, before we go, we got to do a drop.
Yes. Let's get it out of the way.
Here, let me do
All
it. You
right.
ready?
You want to start it out, Mike?
Me? Okay, me.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Those guys are sponsored by
Those
guys.
Guys.
We
That's the best
appreciate
one
it
yet,
ever
right
so
there.
much. We have like another 6 minutes left, and I guess everyone is going to head over to Val's.
What's going
I
on?
guess it'll be a toss up between Val's and doesn't Pusa Studio come on as well?
Yeah, he's coming on soon.
Okay, yeah. I didn't get an alert from them. Usually I do get an alert.
Be on in 5 minutes.
Yep, I got it.
Okay, I should have got it. Maybe because I'm streaming, I haven't gotten it. But wait a minute, nope.
You got it.
Yeah, it's sitting there, the notification, and we gotta try and get Andrew on here one day. You know,
Well, at
maybe
least for the first half hour, or because he has to get his show ready, and he's got a whole production over there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, we'll speak to him and see if we can get him to become one of those guys. Give his wife something else to get mad at him about. I'm glad that they're back up and running, though. I feel bad that I guess it's kind
It
of
wasn't
good.
for long.
True, but I guess it's kind of good when you know you're doing something and people try everything possible to freaking knock you off the ladder, and then you stand the ladder back up and you climb back up to the top again. You know,
All right,
so
well, just kick it
I
off.
applaud Pusa Studios and Andrew and his wife for getting knocked down and getting back up and getting knocked down and getting back up. But this last time I saw her, she was like emotionally done. She did this thing on Instagram where she didn't say this, but I'm gonna say it for her. She was like, I'm tired of this shit.
So Val's not here, but I'll do a promo for her. Val's Life with update on ripping ovaries with Rad Girl and FPV with Ed Love My Drones.
What?
That's
What?
That's
Puddles?
That's Puddle's show tonight.
Can you
Val's
repeat-
Life with update on ripping ovaries with Rad Girl and FPV with Ed Love My Drones.
But I think ripping ovaries is actually a pilot.
No, it's a contest.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
That would be a nice.
Ovaries.
It's for women. It's for women only.
was that like a? Well, never mind.
It's supposed to be like ripping balls.
Oh, how I could take this and run with
Oh yeah, because I know what happens when you rip ovaries.
I'm really trying hard here. Don't encourage me.
I'm not saying a word. There's too many places
Thank
to
you,
go.
Mike. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mike. We share the same.
All
thought.
I did was read what she wrote.
And I'm telling you, I'm fighting real hard here to stay quiet. Okay.
Okay.
But it's a hell of a title for a show.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's as bad as these other guys that have a live stream called The Shit Show.
Well,
You know, they title their show that. And
I'll tell you what's bad is when I was back in my band days, we call our band free beer.
called yourself what?
We call our band free beer. So when
Tonight,
they put it up on the
free
marquee,
beer.
tonight, free
Right.
beer live.
That's interesting. That's funny.
We did it.
wouldn't you want a band like that to play?
Nacho, in fact, Nacho, I was a little scared with inviting you in. I've seen you on other live streams.
Uh-oh.
You are a little raw. I don't want to have to put the 18+ rating on when you come in here, man.
He was a Curtis Duke. What does that mean?
He was a no. I didn't catch it. Shop back. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I said
Those
okay.
Canadian digi guys, dig guys, Canadian guys. No, that's okay. That's all right. We want to stick with those guys because we want to somewhere in the logo or animated. You have to have those guys are at it again. You see how you have Canadian Drone Hub? Under it, you could have are at it again or something related to that. I'm going to leave it to your discretion.
Those guys is gonna stay as those guys.
There we go.
Let's the beat take over.
What happened? All right. Well, look, let's get out of here. Everybody have a great evening. We appreciate you all. Curtis, put a plug for your channel. Mike Roche, put a plug for your hat. I don't know. Justin put a plug for your shelf, and Herman put a plug for your shirt. Who the hell cares?
Who? What happened? For the shirt? Amazon.
You don't like this hat?
No, I like it. That's what I'm saying. It goes well. That's what I'm saying.
If Philly can wear the pork pie.
Oh, I got it now, Nacho.
But anyway, thanks for having me on, guys.
Yes, we appreciate
Yeah, thanks for having me on too.
Very much. You guys, thank you for coming back to live stream number 31. Yes, we are still here. And you guys have a great evening. We're out of here.